So today we're going to start something that's going to take several videos to make this happen. But so me and a buddy of mine got this truck several years ago and had some intent on using it, basically, trimming trees, things like that. But this thing has got so many problems on this bed that it's just not feasible. Just lots of problems with it. And the last two times that I've personally used it, I've had to be rescued out of the air in this rascal. So anyway, that being said, we're going to take this bed off of this truck, and we're actually going to put a line spreader on this truck. We've got a line spreader bed on another frame that's actually pulled behind a tractor, but the hydraulic pump on it's just doesn't have enough volume behind it to run the chains and the slingers, and I'll explain those whenever we get to that point in the video. But so anyway, we're going to start today by taking the bed, or start taking the bed off this truck. So we'll catch you back in a few. All right, guys, so we're laying up under the truck here, just kind of showing you what's got to happen. So these two lines right here that you can see have got to come loose from the hydraulic pump. There is no fluid in the truck. Since the last time I had to be rescued from it, all the fluid had to be drained out of the truck. So they'll just have to be taken loose. And from the pump itself, there's 4 sets of these brackets right here. And then on the back, which I don't think you can see it, there's, and we'll show you that in a minute, there's 2 bolts, one on that side, one on this side for the outriggers. And essentially that's it, other than a couple of wires. So we'll get a little bit more into this thing and we'll get you back up under here. These things have been on there a while. We done sprayed them down with a little mosquito spray, but they still been on there quite some time, so they're a little rusty and a little tight. Got Lad up under here on his magic creeper that we got a while back, and these things are pretty handy, especially for laying out in the dirt or on the ground working on something, which we typically try not to do that, but this thing's so doggone big you just can't get it in the shop. Needless to say, the big guns didn't work. Shout out to Harbor Freight. We'll do better next time. Really? Well, guys, I don't have my mic on, but there's the bed off the truck, and let's see if we can, where you can see, there's the truck. So won't be long. Should be within the next couple of days, maybe the next week or so. We'll get y'all a part 2 of this video of us actually putting a spreader bed on here. And hey guys, so here's the spreader bed that we're going to put on the truck that we took the bucket truck off of. This frame is essentially the same thing as the frame, same as the frame of the truck, so it should fit right on there, no problems. We'll have to do a little this and that as far as mounting it to the frame, which again is not a big deal. But so we're gonna get you some clips of that. All right, so guys, what we talked about earlier in this video, so this is the pump that's actually on this unit to drive the drag chain and the slingers, and we'll show you that when we get to the back over here. Well, on a tractor PTO, it just doesn't run enough volume to actually drive the chain and the slingers. So we'll have to remove this pump, and the pump that's actually on the bucket truck itself is a high volume pump. So with all the hydraulics it ran on that bucket truck bed, it should have no issues operating this chain, which this is the drag chain. We'll show it to you when we get to the back, but it should have no trouble driving this chain and the slingers in the back. So this pump will actually go away, and we'll tie into the pump that's actually on the bottom of the truck, and we'll get you some clips of that whenever we get to that point. So to start with, we've got 3 of these on each side, these bolts, and we'll take these bolts loose. Again, there's 3 on each side, and we'll get up under the sides of this thing here, and we'll pick it up with the tractor and the forks and the skid steer and the forks on the other side. Literally pick it up off the frame, hold it, and we'll pull this frame out from up under it, and we'll back the truck up under it and set it down. The frame is pretty much the same on this as it is on the truck. So if you come on back to the back here, we'll show you here. So these are the slingers. This is what actually, as your lime or your chicken litter or your fertilizer actually comes out, this drags it to the back. It falls here. This broadcasts it out in a fan, so to speak, to actually put it on your fields. So here we go. All right, so here we go. So this actual supply line right here has got a high pressure quick connect on it, and we intend on hooking it back to the truck the same way. So this return line is what feeds your oil back, and you guys may have seen it, may not have seen it. So this is where your oil actually, it's got a storage tank on the side of it. It actually comes back through this line into the pump, and this is your pressure line that goes out that makes your hydraulic motors run for everything in the back. So we've quick connect disconnected this one. The other one here doesn't have a quick connect on it, so I got to take a screwdriver and I've got to pry this line off, as you can see here. And it might take me a second to get this thing on here, get it off here, whatever we got to do here. So bear with me. We get this thing off, and then we can actually get the bolts out of the side and start picking this thing up. Well, there's that one loose.
All right, guys, we got 3 bolts down each side of this thing we got to take loose so that we can get this spreader off the frame. So we're going to go ahead and get them loose. Then they get no anti-seize. All right, last one on this side. All right, on to the other side. And then weren't nearly as tight. She's loose.
All right, guys. So I'm backing the truck up under the actual spreader itself right now. We're probably gonna have to do a little finagling with this thing once we get it up under here, but um, trying to get it straightened out as best we can. Get it set down. Charlie's having to move a couple of lines here. Get this thing roughly where it needs to go, and we'll get it finagled whenever we get it all the way set in the back. So we're putting these boards between the frame of the truck and the frame of the spreader as just a kind of a, I guess you could call it a void filler, gap filler, whatever you want to call it here. But this is how this thing actually sits down on here. We put them on these, and it helps cushion the bed as well. So we got one on this side, one on the other side, and we'll get those placed in there, and we'll start getting the bed set down in the truck and kind of tweak this thing around. That way, it's pretty well centered up over the frame. So guys, what we're having to do now, so the bed's a little bit cocked to one side. So I'm putting a chain here. We got the forks on the other side that's holding it. So we're going to hook a chain around the actual frame itself here and pull it back and straighten this thing up on the frame, and then get it set down on the frame.
All right, so we've done rearranged it a couple of times. We're trying to pick it up now. It's good up front, but we need to pick it up in the back, get the board slid back up under it, get it set down, and see what we need to do as far as the angle clips to secure the bed itself down to the actual frame. But with nothing being tied down right now, it's just kind of everything's moving around. So we're trying to fight around with it.
All right, guys. So we got the bed set on the truck. We've got to fabricate some clips to actually hold this to the frame. We can use the same clips that's actually on the spreader bed itself, but we'll fabricate a couple of clips and get this thing tied down to the frame. Here's our hydraulic hoses right here. We'll get these things tied into the pump, and we'll get you guys a video of this thing running. So we're shearing these tabs out today to get ready to put on this spreader bed. Here goes the shear. There's your tab. All right, guys. So I think you saw earlier we built these clips that are actually going to hold this. We're going to weld to the frame of the truck here, and these will actually be what kind of tightens everything down, tightens the bed to the frame, and so on and so forth. So the other trailer had 6 on it. We're only going to use 4 on this truck. The 2 center ones just really don't, they fall out in the spring hangers. So we're not going to use those, which 4 will be plenty for this, what we're going to do here. So here we go. So I probably didn't explain this to start with, but this is what they call shielded metal arc welding. A lot of people refer to it as a slang term as stick welding. Um, very, very more than capable of holding everything we're doing on this truck here. So here we go, the other side. Also, I'd like to give a little shout out to Fronius Products. This welding machine here we're using is actually a battery powered welding machine.
All right, guys, now that we got the clips welded on the frame of the truck, we're going to go ahead and tighten down the bolts to secure the bed to the frame itself. So this side right here is our supply side. Got that one tight. We're taking the return side loose. We're going to put a little bit of a different fitting on there, trying to get this thing loose. So right here, tighten Big's hat down. Well, that's really all you're going to have as far as that goes. You're not going to be able to do much with that though, are you? I'm just trying to make sure you got a tight fit. All right, there you go. I can't reach it. Yep, that's it.
All right, that baby should turn right out there. See, it is a back of nut. See it?
Well,
See the whole thing turning?
It should just come out with it, shouldn't it?
Just watch and make sure there ain't nothing that comes out of it.
Yeah.
What's the end of that look like? Let me see the end of that. All right, so we got these fittings, and to make this return line hook up, so we got to start piecing this thing back together, which we'll make happen. Just a jiffy. All right, that's one. This is the second fitting, and this is a cobbled up conglomeration of fittings, but this is what it's going to take to make it work. Actually, I don't really mind it because it's going to keep the hose from being near the ground, so that'll be a plus. I want to give a shout out to Storeroom Fasteners and Injuries International for these fittings that we had to get today to make this thing work. All right. So get this clamp tight, and everything under the truck at that point will be done. So it'll literally be time to put the oil to it and check the oil level in the bed, and we'll go from there. Oh, baby, it's going to work. She's tight. So the way this thing again would work, guys, I think I kind of explained some of this before. You don't want to stick your hands right there, I promise. So you got lime, chicken litter, fertilizer, whatever. So you can adjust this door to let the certain amounts that you want to come out, so you can spread your tonnage per acre. But this drag chain drags your material out. It hits the slingers, and these slingers sling it out in a kind of a V, so to speak, direction. But hey, it works. Won't be long. We'll be spreading some chicken litter with it, or fertilizer, whatever comes up first. But it's been a good little project for us. We got several other things coming up. Y'all stay tuned for other videos. Appreciate y'all watching it. God bless you.